Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. Good Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. Before I even get started, y'all gotta know this one right here is guaranteed to be an instant classic in the making. If this is your first time to the Good Dr. Mike TV channel, please, by all means, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're notified. Do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the Good Docs content. All my stuff listed in the link in the description area below. All right, official time check. We're looking at about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which makes it about 8 p.m. Central, which makes it about what 6 p.m. for everybody repping out West Coast, and of course, 10 a.m. Philippine Standard Time. Wherever you guys are reporting in the world today, manami, salamat, salahat, and thank you guys for joining the Good Doc on what is poised to be probably one of the best live streams he's put together in quite some time. All right. Again, I need ones, I need thumbs to make sure that I'm coming through loud and clear, guys. Make sure you drop your ones, make sure you drop your thumbs so that I can make sure that you guys are hearing me loud and clear because I want you to hear every bit of the conversation we are about to have today. All right, so I'm gonna wait for that to come through. While you guys are waiting on that one, don't forget to drop your like, man. Make sure y'all caress molest and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to happen. All right, so we good, loud and clear. Shout out to my man Gary Seven, appreciate you. K Dallas, I see you. Lamont Taylor, my brother Earl Owens. Yes, sir. Looks like we are loud and clear, ladies and gentlemen. I have been pondering this topic of conversation for quite some time. SML was good with you, CJ. I see you. I've been I've been pondering over this for a long time. Doc's been hanging out in the US for a little bit of time now since he can't travel. And we hear all these topics of conversation about women hitting the wall and things of that nature. And I often wondered if Asian women, we can even be more specific in saying Filipino women, do they hit the wall at the exact same rate as women in the West? Now, I want to take it back a little bit because men often believe, a lot of foreigners have kind of attested to this, and I don't know exactly why. Kane, what's good with you, bro? But there's been a lot of guys that will say something to the effect of, man, once a Filipino hits 30, 35, they hit the wall. But there's never really been a definitive example or reason as to why they believe that a Filipino, once they hit this particular age, that they've hit the wall. It just seems to be just the age as the reason that they hit the wall, right? You're not talking about, okay, did the body change? Did the person change? Did attitudes and things like that? Are they really non-desirable at the ages of 30 and 35? Or are we just saying that typically we believe that at the age of 30 and 35, a Filipino or a woman in general is just past her prime, right? She's no longer desirable, or there's so many 20-year-olds and the likes that are in competition with them that it may be more difficult for them to find somebody for them as opposed to somebody in their 20s. That's the kind of mindset that I have when I hear guys talk about women hitting a certain age and making the age be the reason why they hit the wall, right? So I've been pondering that, and I'd be thinking, man, I've been seeing some badass Asian women lately that have been in their 30s and in their 35s. And honestly, when I look at them, I'm like, yo, if you did not tell me that you were actually 35 or something like that, I would have never known. And I want to give you guys, well, I don't want to give you the example because the girl that I'm talking about, she is mixed. She's Filipina and something else. So maybe you could say, oh, Doc, man, maybe that's because, she's mixed with other blood and that's what's making her maintain this youth and vitality look or this youthful look. But I'd be thinking, man, I'd be like, is it just the age only that we see when we talk about women hitting the wall? Is that really where we come to terms in reference to the, not necessarily the undesirable nature of the age, or are we just saying that just because of the age, right? Because I believe that, like I said, I've seen some women that if you didn't tell me you were in your 30s, and I mean Asian women more specifically, that if you didn't tell me that you were in your 30s, I would have never known. Now, I will say this. I will definitely say this. I do believe that there's one major factor between women in the East and women in the West, that may attest to or constitute why, for me personally, I believe their hitting of the wall may be a bit delayed, right? And that's usually the diet. Right now, if we're talking about Filipinas, yes, we could say rice is not necessarily a female's best friend. Granted, they could probably just choke down, pun intended, a whole bunch of rice when they're young and all of that good shit, and they can eat it and they can burn it off really quick. But as they age, maybe they just don't burn it quite as fast. But if you think about it, gents, their diet in general, the fact that they eat a lot of vegetables and stuff, the fact that they eat a lot of things that may not be found in the diet of a woman in the West. I personally believe that plays one of the major factors as to why the delay of hitting the wall may actually be apparent. But you do have some guys, like they say, man, it doesn't matter the age, man, the wall is undefeated, which is true. But all I'm saying is, do Filipinas hit the wall at a later rate, or Asian women in general hit the wall at a later rate than women in the West? Not saying that the wall is undefeated. I'm just particularly saying, do they delay most of the time or most of their time hitting the wall, or the time that it takes for them to quote unquote hit the wall? And for anybody that doesn't know what hitting the wall is at this point, basically it's when a woman reaches an age in their life wherein they're, I wouldn't say no longer desirable because that's not fair, but they've basically hit a point in their life wherein they're in competition with younger women, and the younger women seem to win out 99.9% of the time. Or they're at an age wherein their level of desirability, or where guys are really flaunting and coming at them in droves, has long passed. Right? They're no longer the ones that guys are aiming to get at. And for some women, they just can't take it. For me personally, I just see women hitting the wall a little bit later. Not necessarily saying that they can avoid it at all costs, but they definitely hit it a little bit later. And for me, I'm just interested to hear what my brother's got to say about that today. I see we got 15 in the building, guys. I appreciate y'all locking in, showing some love to the good doc. Y'all know the rules, man. Make sure y'all can rest, molest, and de-stress yourself a little bit. That like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now and then. Let's get to business, man. My man King says tapping in with the good doc. Hope all is well. Shout out to the chat. I got some checks on the. He said I got some checks on this, or chicks or checks on this topic. All right, I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say. Gary believes that hitting the wall is more so based on the level of fertility. Between the ages of 18 and 24 is definitely a prime age for having kids. Yes, I believe that. I mean, at 35, yes, you are at an age where it becomes extremely critical or crucial, or I don't even know the word I'm looking for at the moment, but at 35, trying to have kids is definitely a challenge. Not only is it a challenge, it does lead to potential health complications for the woman and also for the kid. So, yes, at that particular age, I can see that if we're talking based on the ability for a woman to have a child, yes, I can see that the ages of 30 and 35 may indicate that they are at a level of hitting the wall. But if we're basing it purely on appearances only, I just believe they definitely hit the wall a little bit later. By 35, it is, I'm sorry, she is in geriatric pregnancy. Yes, I agree. 35 is a very complicated age for most women to have kids. I believe in the West, they hit the wall because of drugs, liquor, with stomach, and also with the stomach of being lazy. Yes, I do believe that some women find it extremely difficult to keep themselves in shape. Sometimes they really don't have the desire to keep themselves in shape. And as a result of that, yes, you're going to deal with some obese, overweight women, which is why I do believe it doesn't matter the age if you're fit and you're taking care of yourself. I do believe that at that point, when it comes to dealing with Asian women, you're likely going to find a woman in Asia that is the same age as the exact woman that you're dating now in the United States. You may find a woman that's the exact same age, but looks completely different. And yes, dealing with alcohol and smoking or whatever it may be, other types of hardcore drugs or whatever, definitely could lead to that, right? I'm not going to say that all the women are involved in drugs and that's kind of why they hit the wall, or it looks like they're older than they are. But I could definitely see that being something that plays a part. And you did bring up a great point there. If you think about how women treat themselves in their college days, you can definitely get an idea of what they're going to look like in the years to come. I'll give you a perfect example. Many of you guys know how old I am, right? And if you don't know how old I am, you just ask somebody, they'll tell you, right? Because Doc is definitely not one to just throw his age around like that. That's top secret information. But if you think about it, if you think about how a woman treated her body and herself throughout her college years or throughout her prime years, whether they drank a lot or smoked a lot, you can probably tell that when they reach an age that I am right now, they're probably gonna look like shit. Prime example. Excuse me. That's the COVID cough. Anyway, my bad. Now I'm joking. But I have friends that I went to, I mean, not college with, but friends that I went to high school with. And if you look at my high school picture in comparison to where I am now, I honestly believe I look younger now than I did when I was in high school. And if I ever find my high school picture, I will gladly put it up here and we'll do a side by side. But actually I know where it's at. I just gotta find my yearbook. But if you look at my friends or people that I graduated with the exact same year as me, and you look at them now, they look rough as fuck. Like I'm talking about, they look like they can be in their 40s right now, and I think that that is crazy, and it does play a major role into how people treat themselves in their younger years, how they age or how well they age, and it's not necessarily just a diet thing, but the types of activities and hardcore things that they choose to participate in. The fact that if they allow themselves to be stressed or things of that nature, that also plays a major part in how your body reacts to certain things. So there are certain factors that actually play a major role in how people hit the wall. But definitely for women in the younger ages, how they treat themselves and the activities they choose to partake in, that definitely plays more than a major role in probably them hitting the wall a whole lot faster than women in Asia. My man Aurora Owens said that the women in Asia hit the wall a little bit later. I agree. He said, I agree. They definitely hit the wall later compared to Hispanic women. Just a note. So, are you telling me that Hispanic women hit the wall at a faster rate than women in Asia? Huh. I never really thought of that, but that's definitely a topic of conversation too. We can also throw in Hispanic women as well, or Latino women. All right. Shout out to my man Mike. What's good with you, brother? Asian women hit the wall later, and it looks, and no, it looks, but hit it at over 9,000 after 40. But hit it at over 9,000 after the age of 40. Could be. I've seen some very attractive 40-year-olds, but maybe that's because I got a cougar fetish. I don't know. But for me, it definitely bodes well. Melanin is definitely good for the skin. I will say that. But Mike, do you also know what is also good for the female skin complexion or the female skin vibrancy and shit? I know you know the answer to this one. I'm not even going to say it out loud because I'm sure you know. What else is good for the female skin? And I'm not talking about lotion, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard that is a miracle cream. I've heard it is the miracle drug. They said it. I'm not gonna say it out loud. I mean, I want to say it out loud, but I think y'all know exactly what I'm going for. Now, I want you to think a little bit deeper, Mike. What is also good for the female skin? Are y'all really gonna make me say it? Come on now, somebody in the chat, there you go, Earl, my man. I thought you was gonna really make me have to say it, man. I didn't want to have to go super graphic, but y'all know what I mean. Yo, we gotta put Marcus back in, man. You know this is dangerous. Mike, I knew what you were trying to say. I just wanted to make sure. Because my Tagalog was horrible, bro. That's why I had to fucking guess. I had to figure. I figured you were talking. I figured that's what it was. That was my bad. But yes, definitely, we all know that that plays a major part in the vibrancy of the female skin complexion. But guys, it's the truth, man. I mean, if you want your girl to keep looking a little younger, just provide her with the necessities to keep her pushing forward, ladies and gentlemen. My man says it does depend on which Latina you're talking about. Check out the Brazilian grandmother contest. I don't think I can. I don't think that I can because if I do, I'm gonna be down in Brazil. Nah, but again, guys, I just think that there are a lot of factors that play a major role in in the people that we choose. Like, I'm sorry, there are certain factors that play a major role in whether women age or hit the wall a little bit different. But I think y'all are able to pick up what I'm putting down. But in your opinion, honestly, guys, in your opinion only, tell me, do you believe that Asian women hit the wall at a later rate? Or do you believe that they hit the wall at the exact same rate? Cal, I'm just down in South Carolina, bro. I'm spending some time in South Carolina, man. That's all it is. He says the West has bad habits. If you ever been to Colombia, they believe in physical fitness and also look younger than females in the West. Agreed. I do believe that most cultures outside of the West generally take a more nuanced approach to taking care of themselves. It's definitely something that I paid great attention to. Have paid, especially in a place like the Philippines, man. If there's one thing that Filipinos have in abundance, usually as part of the meal is rice. Like I said, guys, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, man. That rice is not always favorable, right? The rice is not always favorable. Maybe when a Filipina is younger, they're able to burn it off a little bit quicker, but as they age, they burn it off a little bit slower. So I'm not here to tell you that every woman that you meet in the Philippines is gonna be fit to quit or equipped and fit. There are going to be some moments where you come across some Filipinas that will definitely resemble some women in the West. It's the big truth. It's the big facts, big truth. It's pretty much there's a lot of factors that play. Like I said, how they choose to eat, what they choose to eat, definitely play a major role in all of that shit. But also, you have to think about the geographical location. There is a lot of sweating that goes on in the Philippines. It's hot as fuck there, right? In the United States, we go through seasons: winter, summer, spring, and fall. In the Philippines, man, we got a rainy season, we got hot season, and both of those seasons, it's pretty damn hot. If you go outside, you're gonna sweat bricks, like you're gonna sweat some bullets. Big facts on that one. But I do believe that, like I said, geographical location definitely plays a major role in that as well. But as far as how women treat themselves in the West versus how women treat themselves in the East, two totally different cultures. So that's going to lead to two totally different ways of aging, right? Even in Japan, man, Japan has definitely been quintessential, or I believe they've kind of become the gold standard in reference to petiteness in women in general that represent them in South Korea, I believe, or Korea in general. I believe that they've become the standard for levels of petiteness in reference to body type and body size. And I heard that it comes from the fact that, at least in Korea, probably even in Thailand and places like that, they eat a lot of spicy foods. And if you guys know how spicy foods react to the body, it does eat away and burn away at that. I've really done my research on that shit, and they say that there's something about the types of spices used in certain foods that definitely help manage, bloating and body weight, stuff like that. So I guess, like I said, it depends on your diet and your geographical location for sure. Big K, what's good with you, bro? He said weight matters, most definitely. Shout out to my man Derek Floyd. What's good with you, bro? Been a minute. 40 to 48, they hit the wall the hardest. I have somebody else mentioned that at the age of 40, they definitely hit the wall the hardest. So we can honestly say that there is a delay in the rate at which Filipinos hit the wall. Fair enough, right? They don't hit it at the exact same rate as somebody in the West, right? So we'll say about 30, 35 for the most part, women hit the wall generally. 40s for Filipinas, I still think that the same age range for women in the West is still going to be the standard, about 35. You still about to hit that wall full speed ahead. No helmet on, bro. It is what it is. He said, I think it depends on how they take care of themselves. Generally, it does depend on how each individual person takes care of themselves. But if you've been in the US and and you've been around it, I kind of feel like most of them, they kind of just, once they get a man or whatever it may be, and once they start popping out kids and shit, you got to understand the body type is going to change, my boy. Once they start spitting our babies, and that's Filipinas too. If you catch them at a young age, going back to that vitality and youthfulness between the ages of 18 and 24 mentioned earlier, yes, if they have babies that I would like to say at a, that's not even really early, but I guess in this situation we'll call it early. If they do get pregnant and have babies at an early age, sometimes there's this thing called the snapback. I don't know if you are aware of it, but I've seen Filipinas with three goddamn kids at the age of 25, and you couldn't tell that she had one based on physical fitness and body type look alone. Based on just looking at her, you couldn't tell that she even had kids. Why do you think it's so easy for most Filipinas to hide the fact that they do have kids? They don't share in the same obesity that most women who carry weight and baby weight after having kids and shit. They don't carry the weight most of the time the same as a woman in the West does. So, like I said, there are certain things that they do or certain things that they consume that kind of make it seem as though it works in a reverse factor. It's very rare that you see a woman in the United States that spit out three kids that looks like she hasn't had one. Now, if you see a chick that look in the United States or in the Western world or part of the Western culture, if they have three kids, they look like they damn near had six of them bitches. And you know it because they pack it on, and sometimes it makes it very, very difficult to take it off. Again, I'm not judging people on weight. Look, I ain't got it all together my damn self. But what I will say is when it comes to hitting the wall and we base that on body types and having kids and things of that nature, we can see that there is a stark, drastic difference between women in Asia and definitely women in the West. All right. Looks like we got 22 of y'all in the building. Appreciate y'all locking in with the good doc, man. Y'all already know what to do, man. Y'all make sure y'all can rest, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. If wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. You guys want to support the good time, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. And I am then. If I'm talking too fast, tell your boy to slow down. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Again, I see 16 likes and 22 people. We got to get it together, people. Y'all know the rules, man. Likes are mandatory. Support is optional. But y'all got to make sure y'all get those likes up for me. I appreciate that. All right. My man Earl. I haven't seen and or met very attractive 40 plus year old women in South Korea, Singapore, mainland China, and Hong Kong. They're there. They're probably a dime a dozen, man. Or I should say, not a dime a dozen, but they're probably a rarity. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think once about 38 or so, it looks like it's pretty much downhill from there for most women in general. But I like to believe in giving them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? There are some that I have personally seen that have aged well. It's just not all of them that age pretty well. What I find to be interesting is that a lot of Filipinos, only when they come to the West, then they step their game up in the fitness department. I watch and think, damn, they're outside. Why don't they start fitness clubs? I don't know, man. It's $1 million question. I can't answer it because I have no unearthly idea why they don't. Some girls do well, some girls do not. Some girls believe in fitness and taking care of themselves. Some people use the fact that they have kids as an excuse. I've met quite a few young ladies that have used the fact that they have kids or have had kids and the kids ruin their body. They use them as an excuse. What can I say? It does depend more so on the mindset, y'all. Y'all got to know that. It depends a lot on the mindset of the person you're dealing with. If they're a person that's really about looking good, feeling good, and being good, mentally, physically, emotionally, they're going to do whatever it takes, right? But if you have people who quit easy or they're very much attracted by the Western foods that are the most negative to even fucking deal with, you got to understand, man, you're gonna probably end up dealing with a chick that has potential to be obese. I think that, and I guess for me, and probably for most guys, I guess this is the question that we do need to ask. Is a woman like a characteristic of a female? Is the fact that she's physically fit or into fitness something that you look for in a woman? Because she can look good now, but if you know that she has potential to eat good, if she like to eat, like, yeah, that may be okay now when she's a little bit younger, but as she ages, you got to realize, man, if she start eating like she's supposed to, when she eating like a grown-ass man, chances are she could end up being bigger than you. So does the characteristic of you have to be physically fit or in the fitness or anything like that, does that play a major part in your decision making? Or are you the type to say, or tell a woman when they start to pack on them pounds in a very nice and polite and respectful way, I hope, boo thing, you get a little fat, right? Are you the type to let them know, baby, we got to get it together because I am not feeling this. All right. Now, again, if you are the type to hold them accountable, I would hope and pray that you would hold yourself accountable as well. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. But yeah, man, I'm definitely into women that are into fitness, or at least into, I'm not asking you to be obsessed, but damn, man, a couple times a week, man, just do some glutes or some shit, something like that. I ain't like I said, I ain't picky. Just I need to see that you're working towards it. At least if I see you putting in the effort, there's very little for me to complain about. Because again, the effort usually yields results. You feel me? Shout out to my man JX. What's good, man? He says the wall is an idea where women start feeling the pressure to start a family and feeling old. So I think Filipinos fit the wall earlier. Under that particular concept, yes. If that's the concept and the perception of the wall that you are presenting, then yes, they do hit the wall earlier because always talking about having families, and that's like damn near at 25. Right? You hear them talking about the need and the disparity to have kids. If they're unmarried or not in a relationship or not even worried about and or thinking about having families, yeah. And by the age of 30, you damn right they've hit the wall then. But in this case, we're talking about the age at which most women have become undesirable by their male counterparts because of the fact that there are 20-year-olds and some of the like that have created a level of competition that they themselves are unable to keep up with based on physical appearance and the like. Attitude does not necessarily favor most of these women as well. 27 in the building, man. Appreciate y'all locking in, man. Y'all, make sure y'all drop a like, man. Don't leave your boy hanging. Look, look, the conversation is free, and we're gonna knock it out, man. And I'm definitely appreciative of all of y'all logging in and dialoguing in the background. All right. So those that are just wanting to listen in, hope you guys are enjoying the show. He said Japan got the Instagram thing, Korea, Mongolia have a couple of other places, but in the Philippines, it's sad. Okay. I guess. Fitness game and the lotion game needs to get pushed more over there. Oh, I don't think there's a problem with the lotion. It just seems to be a lot of whitening shit. Mm. Shout out to my man Mac Dre. They definitely got that snapback, which is very dangerous if you think about it. A woman can have two, three kids and you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it. And you want to know how you'll probably find out is if they had a C-section and you can see the scar, or you lift up their shirt, or they show and expose their belly in any way and you can see the stretch marks. Normally, those stretch marks don't come from the fact that they were fat and got small. It came from the fact that they were small and got big, and then they got small again. All right. So that snapback is definitely dangerous. I'll tell you that. I've dealt with quite a few that I found out only later that they did have kids. Scared the living shit out of me. Not like I was scared of kids, but it was the fact that I couldn't tell. It sucks. Shout out to my man Cryptic Fire. Appreciate you dropping a like for the good dog, man. CJ, what's good with you, my boy? Fitness memberships in the Philippines cost more than in the US. Yes, they do. So the only ones with money can afford memberships. That's true. But we do know girls that could work out at home, though. I know girls who do squats and fucking whatever at their house, But yeah, it is expensive. I even had a membership in the Philippines, and that shit was tough. That shit was like, I think I paid $30, $40, man. $40 at least for my membership while I was there. There are some lower budget, like hole in the wall gyms that you could probably get a membership for like $10. But it damn sure ain't like Planet Fitness. I'll tell you that. It ain't no damn Planet Fitness. It's more like Planet Jose or Planet Fernando, somebody backyard or some shit. That's kind of what you're dealing with when you deal with, the memberships in the gyms that are, a little bit below budget. But yeah, you're right though. It does get expensive. So we can't blame them if they can't afford the memberships, but we do have to at one time or another hold each other accountable. If you're in a relationship, man, you gotta hold your, significant other accountable. And yes, although we want our women to look like you can bounce a quarter off an ass and shit because it's tight like that, they pause. Nah, I ain't gonna pause on that one. That's what I mean. You definitely, you got to make sure you hold yourself accountable too. Like for real. Like I would do squats. Like just tell her to do squats or some shit. Like because that's pretty. The parts of the body you care about the most. I think you guys know what to do. All right. He said this is why I don't deal with women with children. It's not that bad. I just can't marry him. He said this. He said they will stash them kids at their mama house and hit the streets like they don't have any. That is true. Sound a lot like women in the U.S., don't it? Take them over to grandma house, mama's house, is some shit. Big mama house is some shit, and yeah, run the streets. Not necessarily an attractable trait, but I digress, man. What do I know in this game? I don't know. He said, I have an online dating profile that I believe in I have on my online dating profile, got you, that I believe in physical fitness, and I would say the same thing face to face. Physical fitness, definitely a big deal. He said, all that damn Jolly Bee is not good. That is true. That's the real pandemic. He said, Thai women, not that we are talking about that, but yeah, they are hurting Filipinos in the weight and aging department. I haven't really been in an area where I've been able to see and or deal with and or understand, Thai women in that capacity. So I can't even say that I know that they rival Filipinas, but I can see in some of the videos that they do. And it's very scary. It's very, very scary. Um, food is a pandemic in the Philippines because I've never met a Filipino that don't like to eat. I don't know about y'all, man. I have never in my lifetime met a Filipino that don't like to put down some food, my boy. I mean, we talking about 2 plates of rice, my boy. Talking about, I'm gonna tell you right now. Any brother, listen, any brother at the sound of my voice right now, any of my brethren, 30 of y'all listening to me right now. Let me drop this tidbit of information for you, because this will let you further know the type of woman that you're dealing with. Press one if I got your undivided attention. I need y'all to press one if I have your undivided attention, because I'm gonna tell you how to test your woman's eating habits. All right, I'm gonna tell you the exact thing you need to do to test how your woman likes to get it in. All right, and if I got your undivided attention, give me a thumb, give me a one, so I know what's good. Shout out to my man Reggie Dallas. What's good with you, man? Indonesian Malay woman lasts the longest. They lose it at about the age of 55. Like WorldCom, a friend of mine married to one. I couldn't believe it. All right. The country of Colombia on Sundays, they have a physical workout. Thai women tend to age slower than Filipinos. Okay. The women there, many Thai women in their 40s looking like they in their 20s. All right. So we good. He said, according to stomachs can be fixed, the cocoa butter daily. That's true. Rubbing it on the stretch marks, you good. Hey, if you ever want to know how your woman loves to put down food, and I bet you everybody can attest to this. Take an ass to Mung in the South. Okay? Manginasal. Take her to a place called Mung in the South where they offer unlimited rice. Take her to a place at all that offers unlimited rice and see how many times she asks for extra rice. That will let you further know exactly what you're dealing with. Sometimes you may deal with women that are a bit coy and they want to be shy and shit. They don't want to eat in front of you because they want to look all sexy and petite and shit. But when she starts to get comfortable, when she real comfortable with you, take an ass to Mom, get us out. Bruh, they give you unlimited rice. I mean, you can eat as much rice as you want to. See how many times she asks for more rice. That will let you further know exactly what the fuck you're dealing with. And I'm telling you, bro, Houston, we may have a very, 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 very big problem. My bad. I'm gonna spell it out for y'all. Mung in the South. Google it. One of the best places on God's green earth. I love Mung in the South, man. They give you go for the PM1 or the PM2, man. They give you this big ass piece of chicken that's literally about the size of your fucking head. It's usually the two parts. Either it's the breast of the wing or it's the thigh and the leg, right? So what they'll do is they will give you rice with the plate, but the person will literally walk around the restaurant and offer unlimited rice. See how many times that girl asked for unlimited rice. And if you know that baby girl know how to put down that food, she need to learn to put down the fork, my guy. If she can put down the food, baby, she gonna need to learn to put that fork down, because I promise you this. The only other way that you can judge that is if you ever meet her mom. See what her mama look like at her age right now, and probably imagine that that's pretty much how she's gonna be unless she gets it together. All right, big facts. The only other way to test it is if you ever get a chance to meet her mom or see a picture of her mom, like a recent photo of her mom. Because whatever her mama look like right now, chances are that's what she's gonna look like when she gets to her mama's age. I know that's not always true, but it gives you a basic barometer of what you have to work with and how long you have to work with it before shit completely hits the wall. It's always good to change your mindset, gentlemen. It's always good, and it'll definitely work for you if you can change that mindset. Anyways, guys, 31 in the building, man. Appreciate y'all locking in. Appreciate y'all rocking with the good doc tonight, man. Y'all know the rules. Don't act as if you are coy. Don't act as if you are shy. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a like button that is asking for you to touch it in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. And I am consensually giving you the right to do so. All right. So y'all make sure y'all drop a like for the homie. If you want to support, please feel free to do so. But like I said, I'm happy and blessed y'all come through and spend some time with your boy today. All right. He said it is the sweet like the you talk about the ube? Yeah, the hilayang ube. Yeah, the ube. I love ube. Ube's my shit, man. I like it. I eat it with a lot of stuff. It's real. Or taro. Taro's different, like sweet yam, whatever. He said, interesting. I got to check it out the next time in the Philippines. Very cheap place, guys. It's a cheap date place for sure. I'm not gonna tell you to go check out a place that's gonna cost you a lot of money. Trust me, man. Mangina salad is super affordable. All right. I think for the meal it's like 120 pesos, about $3 or so like that. So y'all be able to afford it. Check it out, man. Take your girl there and see how many times she asks for extra rice. I'm telling you, man. If you want to learn, man, that's the best way to learn them. I think when they eat too much rice, they get that fat in their lower backs. What do you think, Doc? I used to call it the fat backs. That's funny. Yes, when they're younger, the rice definitely goes to the right areas. Big that I can attest to that. I believe that to be true. But as they age, it seems as though it starts to congregate a lot in the midsection. It used to go to the fat back, but sometimes when you eat it too much over a period of time, it may congregate a little bit in the stomach area. And that may not be as attractive as it going all the way to the ears, my boy. It might not be as attractive. All right. He said I had that on toast on there. I thought it was crack. You talking about the ube? Yeah, man. Ube is something else, man. It's very sweet. It's like a sweet potato, but purple. It's awesome. All right. But yeah, guys, I do personally believe that women in the East hit the wall at a later rate than women in the West. A lot of you guys say that it's about the age of 40 for most Filipinas. Kind of hard for me to disagree with that one. I do believe that, let's see, in the United States, it's roughly about the 35 range. That's when you start to hit an age where you got to start considering or being accountable for the shit that you've done in your 20s, right? So there's always been this big thing about how women utilize their time in their 20s. A lot of them used to want to partake in the hot girl summer, or they want to, just have fun, go through college life or go through their 20s when they're at their most attractive, trying to get it in where they fit it in, collecting body counts. Not all of them, but some of them. And it gets to the point where at the age of 30, you done been ran through by so many people that nobody won't fuck with you anymore. Becomes a big problem, you see? So, I don't believe that that's the same type of lifestyle preference for women in the East. I'm not saying that there ain't no girls out there that like to get it in where they fit it in, because there's a couple out there that like to, partake in some extracurricular activity on their own. But you'll probably find this type of behavior more prominent in a place like the West, the United States and other Western countries. Now, in the East, I'm not going to say that they don't live their best lives and they don't have this liberated mindset, but I do believe that they're definitely more husband oriented at a young age. And I think that has a lot to do with their parental upbringing. A lot of things that we don't talk about on this channel that we definitely need to dive into. How these women are raised play a major part in how they act and how they choose to navigate their way through life. Usually, about the time that they graduate from college, somebody, whether it be a mother, whether it be a grandma, whether it be an auntie, somebody in her ear asking her who she's dating, who she's seeing, have you thought about starting a family? That's pretty much the topic of conversation that comes up probably even earlier than graduating from college. I don't know exactly what age range this particular topic of conversation becomes prominent within the Philippine community, but I do know that there are conversations that are always had on a regular basis between mothers and cousins and aunties and grandmas about getting married and having kids. And I think that that mindset has geared Filipinas and women alike who have these conversations towards the idea of singularly focusing on getting a man, getting with one guy to potentially marry and to have a family with, right? So it's not as if they're focusing on this person, that person, that person, that person, right? It's more or less who is best suited to help create a family with. In the United States, in your 20s and something of that age range, you're thinking about who am I going to fuck with tonight? Who can I get with tonight? What guy in my Rolodex or in my phone is going to come over and help me with this, that, or the other? A lot of guys know this to be true, and I do believe this to be as accurate as humanly possible. Women in the West have a guy in their phone for absolutely everything, right? If you're into smoking weed, girls got a guy that they can call for that. If you want a guy that takes you out to eat, you have a guy for that. If you want a guy to blow your back out, you got a guy for that. A guy to help fix your car. You know, there's probably in most women's phones, depending on how good they look and how well they, manage whatever it is that they got going on, how well they keep themselves in shape and things of the like. You'll likely have a guy set up for everything. In the Philippines, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen there, but it's definitely less likely that they're going to have all of these guys or entertaining all of these guys at one time. Usually, if they got one local guy, he could probably damn near do it all for the most part. But I just noticed that in the West, there's this idea of trying to conquer men, like trying to conquer men like most men would conquer women. You feel me? Me and Mike did the live stream about the golden penis syndrome, wherein guys who go to college seem to have their pick of the litter because of the fact that there are less guys on college campuses than there are women. So they definitely have a wide range or a wide array of options for women in that regard. And if you think of it that way, that you have all of these options as a man, you're going to probably exercise your right to utilize and or play around with as many options as you possibly can, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let me know. But most of us are likely going to have an option or utilize or exercise our right to, deal with multiple women as necessary. But on the flip side, when it comes to women and we look at them and how they exercise their options, let's be honest, man, that's some whole like tendencies. We're gonna always look at it like, yo, you flirting around with some provocative, promiscuous activity there, young lady, and that is definitely unbecoming of a young lady such as yourself. And if you feel that way, like I do, then it just don't fit, right? It's like you can't be getting played around with by a bunch of dudes and have men respect you, right? So it just comes out to be that way. It's unfortunate for most, but they get over it. He said it's her friend zone list. Exactly. The guy that is there to provide, but not necessarily get provided for. Like I said, there's always one, maybe two at the most that get the opportunity to wear that ass out. Everybody else is just somebody she calls on when she needs something done or when she needs something to happen. Trust me, I have been around women that have literally have like they'll be with their girlfriends and stuff, and I'll be in the background chilling and shit. And she'll be like, "Oh, let me call Corey." It's like, "Yo, I want to get some pills tonight, or I want to smoke some weed tonight." And she'll literally go through her phone and say, "Let me call Corey, or let me call Jerome, or let me call, Chad and Brad, or so whoever the fuck it may be at the moment." So it's not as if they don't have guys that can connect or hook them up if necessary. As a result of, that might be fun in your 20s, but when you're 30 or you're fucking pushing 30 and shit, now all of a sudden you want to get locked down. You'll be lucky if anybody's willing to deal with you then. He said, I've seen Filipinos on dating sites looking for sugar daddies and give them nothing. Things are getting wild in the streets. I think it's even more wilder if you're the guy that actually agrees to the terms. That's where I believe gentlemen have the biggest problem. If you are a man and you agree to the terms of this sugar mama, sugar daddy, sugar shit, that's on you. That's your problem. That is your fault. That is what you opted to do as the man. You can always say no, right? And I think it'll be a little bit more difficult, or what they're actually looking for is guys in the United States that don't have an opportunity and or a plan to actually travel to the Philippines. And the reason that is because there's a high percentage chance she'll never have to put out if you never come, right? So yeah, I'm looking for a sugar daddy who can help take care of me. I'll send them some pictures, play with my punani a little bit, make it feel a little special and shit, and that's it. Most girls do that shit for free anyways in the Philippines. So the fact that she's getting paid to do it now, she getting paid to do for something she probably do for free. So yeah, I get it. Definitely, there are some women out there looking for sugar daddies. And if you're the dummy to sign up and partake in said activity, it is what it is. Ain't my problem at that point. Yo, 19 in the building, man. Appreciate y'all locking it. A woman in the West mindset is having kids with guys with money for child support. Yeah, let's not talk about the child support system in the United States and how it definitely does not favor us men at all. Doesn't favor us at all, gentlemen. Can't really say too much about that, other than the fact that that is true. It does not favor us at all, which is why I've been very good about the idea of not getting women pregnant around here. I've been very good about the idea of not having to deal with crazy baby mama drama. And I've been very conscientious, alert, and very observant about not doing things that will complicate my ability to travel. If you're not willing to at least, that's because I know what I have waiting for me, and I know the options I have available for me in other countries. So I'm not necessarily pressed by dealing with women here in the United States. And I think a lot of you guys are definitely riding the exact same wave as well. He said, when I say nothing, that means no news. He said, when I say nothing, that means no news. Huh? I I personally don't give a shit. I don't. Like everybody's going to, how can I say this? Everybody's going to be cool with certain things. Like I can honestly say there are some guys who are cool with it. I wouldn't necessarily call it a sugar baby, sugar daddy situation, more or less, as opposed to, look, you hook me up with this. I don't mind sending you a little bit, put it on your books. You feel me? Sometimes you don't even be worried about it like that, right? What's $10 here, $15 there, $20 there? You know what I'm saying? What's really $20 to you for the most part, especially if you work at a decent job and you're not really pressed by any of that stuff. So what's really $20 to you for a girl to send you some hot pics or whatever? Again, I'm the type of guy though, I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't stare at the same titties for so long and not get anything from it. You can't keep sending me the same breast pics or pictures of your poo nine and shit and expect me to still get excited for it like picture number one. I'm not gonna be as excited from picture number one to picture number 100. At that point, it's just like, hey, it's just titties. You feel me? And I'm saying that with all respect. If you're not bringing anything else to the table, love, I can't do anything for you. Why the fuck am I going to send you money or continuously send you money for something that I've seen before? Something that, hell, I don't even have to fuck anymore because I already know what I'm looking at. I already know what it looks like. It's not like how I feel at Christmas Day. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of look at dealing with certain women like Christmas Day, right? I don't know about y'all, but I've been big on opening gifts since I was a kid. I like opening gifts. It's like a surprise, right? It's a big surprise. You don't know what you're going to get, right? So when it comes to women, if you're going to go ahead and show me all of the goodies up front, there's no more of a surprise for me because I already know what I'm getting. Not like dealing with a woman that you may meet while you're in the Philippines or something like that. And you can tell that the body type is hitting right, but you're not quite sure, right? Because you can't see it all. Maybe baby girl dresses down a little bit, pair of jeans. Maybe they're just tight enough, but not tight, so tight to where you can, make out the crevice of certain aspects or certain body types and certain body parts and shit. Maybe she's wearing just a regular t-shirt up top and shit, and you can tell that thing is sticking out just a little bit further than you normally would see on your average Filipina, but you can't quite tell that she's really rocking a nice hard C cup or whatever it may be. Ladies, no disrespect if you watching this on the playback. Anyways, but for me, I treat women like Christmas, dog. Yeah, I like unwrapping my gifts, bro. I like unwrapping my gifts. I like knowing what I'm getting. No, I'm lying. I like trying to figure out what I'm about to get. I like getting excited for that shit, right? If you ever want to perform at your highest level, it's got to be some intrigue, right? It's got to be something. Now, sometimes it has ended up anticlimactic. And you're like, well, fuck, now I just got to deal with it because I'm already here. But sometimes it's like you never know what you're gonna get. Life is like a box of chocolates, baby. You never know what you're gonna get. Forrest Gump said it best, man. Life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get when you reveal whatever it is baby girl has to offer. So, if you're gonna show me that in pictures and stuff up front, then I really have no desire and or need to see you in person. At that point, the only reason that I'm going to see you is because I need to consummate or at least justify the fact that I did send you money in the first place. All right. So again, like I said, man, it depends on how your sugar baby, sugar mama relationship, sugar baby, sugar daddy relationship works out for you. That's just kind of how I see it. But again, 21 in the building, man. Appreciate y'all locking in. If you guys ain't got nothing else to say, I will gladly let y'all go on about your business, man. I just want to come through and politic with y'all for a minute. Hope you guys enjoyed the video or this live stream. If y'all did, don't let the like button sit there looking crazy. All right, don't let the like button sit there looking crazy. I'd appreciate it. Cause I would appreciate y'all dropping a like on the video. Anywho, thought that we would definitely have some fun with this one. I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to download the same damn video all week. This shit is not downloading. It's killing me. All right, guys. Just let me know what's on your mind. If you don't have anything else, man, I will, excuse me, gladly let y'all go on about your business. For sure, for sure. All right. Anyways, let's see what's going on here. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm working on something and trying to talk to y'all at the exact same time. All right. But like I said, man, we we definitely have to take into consideration that women, Asian women, women in the East probably hit the wall a little bit differently than women in the West. The typhoon is absolutely horrible. I have never seen it this bad in my life, guys. I saw pictures. They wiped out the Mercado Sigma, which is the Cebu night market over there in IT Park. That shit broke my heart, man. They completely washed it out. Now, I want you guys to understand though. The fact that they washed it out, it wasn't as if it was anything major over there in the night market over at Cebu. Just a lot of tents and people with their equipment and stuff like that. And I would hope that they would have taken their equipment home. And if all we're looking for is to clear out the area of debris and bring in more tents or whatever, awnings and things to cover the top, that's not a problem. But the fact of it is, it was bad, boy. It was a bad juju. So the typhoon definitely, um, it was tough. It was definitely tough to even remotely have to see it through pictures. My girl sent me a lot of stuff, and the rainwater, even the internet in Davao, even when the rainwater wasn't that bad in Davao, it seemed as though you know the power was out and things of that nature, and it kind of made it difficult to even get in contact with my young lady. And yeah, I was a bit concerned, but it wasn't as if it hit Davao hard. But that didn't even matter. They still lost connection and still all of that shit. Cebu, they lost a whole lot more. Those provincial areas, they lost even more. Now, I do want to warn you guys that there are probably going to be some people out there with not the best of intentions, probably trying to talk to you or ask you for money and explain to you that they're definitely going through it because of this particular typhoon that hit. I know my man Mike put out a video about this one, I believe, earlier. I think he did the Christmas scam, but I think he also did one about the typhoon scam as well. But there are some people out there that how can I say this in a nice way? What they'll do is they'll take pictures either offline or they'll take pictures in a house nearby, or they'll have somebody send pictures of the damage done by the particular typhoon and or hurricane, and also utilize those pictures of their own, telling you that this is their house and that everything's been destroyed and things of that nature. And they'll probably be trying to hit you up for money. And it sucks that they're taking advantage of people who really need the assistance by trying to act as if they are the ones that are in need of the assistance, you know? So even if they're not, even if it didn't happen in their particular area, they will kind of utilize this as a moment, a come up of sorts type of moment. So guys, be careful of that one. I don't know if you've been suckered in by a young lady online at this moment trying to ask you for cash, but just in case, you know, I want you guys to be up to date on that. I hope they don't, but appealing to the emotions of the extra sensitive foreigner, the one that's always looking to be the white knight. That ain't too many of y'all in this chat, I know. But for those that are actually looking to partake in, you know, helping when they can, people will definitely try to take advantage of that particular charitable opportunity. All right, best way for me to put it. All right, so yeah, that's my feelings on the typhoon. Just be careful. And yes, there is a lot of bad juju that has definitely taken place. And I hope that you guys are, like I said, anybody that I know, they're pretty safe. But you know, I hope that everybody else is, you know, definitely gonna be able to take care of themselves too. Shout out to my man Pedro, brother. Always good to see my brother all the way from Canada. All right, shout out to all my Canadian brethren too. Ladies and gentlemen, I've talked enough. It's time for me to go and get to getting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You already know what to do if you did. All right, appreciate all of my silent partners in the background. You know I got to shout you out. The ones that sit in the background and just listen, they're not here to necessarily partake in the conversation, but they're just in the background, chilling and enjoying the show. I don't know what it is that you're doing while you're listening. I don't know what it is that you're particularly doing at the moment while you're listening to me, but I thank you for tuning into the Good Doc. Again, a channel like mine doesn't exist without the people who watch me, or at least come through and want to hear something. I don't know. I don't know why the fuck y'all watch me. But either way, I am highly appreciative of it. To all of my brethren who participate in the chat, love y'all to death, man. It's been a great show, man. Hope you guys got a little bit of got a little bit of joy out of the conversation today. And if you did, if you haven't already dropped your like, go ahead and do it before you exit stage left. All right. And definitely, we don't have any melanated knights over here in the corner for sure. Not a lot of us are partaking in said activity, but you know, there are a lot of people who have nice hearts around this time of year. And sometimes we got some of those guys who just have that money burning in their pockets. So what do when the money's burning in their pockets? They want to spend it. How they choose to spend it, they think they're spending it by doing something good. My brother, appreciate you still listening to you while I'm grocery shopping at the exact same time. Hey, that's what's up. I hope this podcast helped your shopping go by a little bit quicker. I don't know what y'all be doing. Sometimes people be listening to me while they cooking. Sometimes people be wanting to put me on their big screen TV, making me look like I'm larger than life and shit. I had somebody send me a picture of me while they were streaming my live show on a playback on their big screen TV. I said, bro, damn, don't make your boy look bigger than he already is. But good shit, bro. Thank y'all for coming through, man. Thank you guys for locking in with the Good Doc, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's time for me to go and get to getting. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Good Doc is officially out. At least knuckle, which means I am going. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.